Have you ever felt like you might be missing out on something that the top traders in the world are doing that you are not? Well, the truth is, the top traders in the world probably trade a similar strategy than you do, but they might have a better understanding of the market and they have better experience. Now, one place you can match the top traders in the world is in the tools that you use. You can use similar tools to these top traders, which are helping them in day-to-day trading tasks. And that's exactly what today's video is about. I'm going to be talking about 3 tools that I think every trader must have. So come along with me as we discover 3 game-changing tools that top traders use to gain an edge in the market and potentially transform your trading journey. Now, these 3 tools basically cover 3 of the most important aspects or pillars of trading. They are backtesting, risk or trade management, and journaling. Now, these 3 aspects or pillars, when done properly, will actually aid a 4th aspect or pillar, which is psychology. Because if you are doing these 3 correctly, your psychology will definitely benefit from it. So essentially, these 3 tools or these 3 aspects are actually aiding a 4th as well. So with that being said, let's talk about these 3 aspects of trading. We all know that when you find a strategy that you want to use or that you think looks good, you've got to backtest it. You've got to make sure it performs well in past data, and then you've got to live test that to take it to the market to see how it performs. But you have to have an understanding of how that strategy has done in past markets. And that's where backtesting becomes such an important part of our trading journey. Now, the next one is risk management and trade management. So these are 2 things that are pretty much the same thing. Risk management, you need to know what you're risking per trade. You need to go into the market understanding how much you're going to risk and also have some kind of plan of how you're managing your trade. Whether it be a fixed risk to reward ratio, that whether you hit your stop or your take profit, you don't touch your trade, or are you basically taking partials and then moving your stop to break even? Whatever your trade management plan is, it's really important to do this all the time. And this goes back to your strategy in the back testing. You do this and you make sure it's always the same. Now, the tool I'm going to be speaking about is something that really helps with your risk and your trade management. Now, I recently did a video where I did a 1-minute scalping strategy, and one of the issues was, and it was actually a topic that came up in question, was how do I get my risk or understand the lot size I need to trade when a trade comes up, because it happened very quickly and the stop is not always the same. So you need to be able to very quickly work out what your lot size is going to be for that specific trade. And this tool will help out massively in those situations. Now, when you have a strategy that, you're placing an order, or you are placing a pending order that you have time, then you can go to these calculators online and work out what your lot size needs to be, and then it's not as important as being, and then you don't have to get those as quickly, but this tool will still help out in those scenarios as well. And then the final thing is, obviously, once you've taken your trade, once you've done your testing, you've got your strategy, you've taken your trades, you're in a live market, you need to start journaling. You need to know where you take a loss, why you take a loss, where you take a win, why you take a win. So it's really important to journal so you can learn from what has happened, so you can see why did I lose, and you get a better understanding of how your strategy performs as a result of different things happening in the market. Was there news? Was there some kind of event that happened that affected, or was it a mistake you made? And all of these will aid you in the future of your strategy and taking trades. So these 3 things are extremely important. And with that being said, let's go into the first tool, which is the backtesting tool. Now, back testing, you can use any tool you want, guys. I want to make it clear that I am not in any way affiliated to any of these companies. These are the tools that I use, and they are very similar, possibly better tools out there. But the point of this video is to say that make sure you are covering these areas because it's so important in your trading journey. So tool number one for backtesting, what I have been using is a tool called FX Replay. Now, FX Replay is exactly that. It's a backtesting tool, which the reason I love it so much is not only does it tie into TradingView, so you get the full TradingView window, but unlike TradingView, when you just go into like a replay mode, you have the ability to go forward and backward all the time. And I see it all the time when I see other YouTubers testing something where they are going forward, and then they're like, oh, that's where my entry would have been, but they've already gone like, you know, 10, 15, 20 candles past. They come back and then they will basically take the trade already having seen that data, or they will make a reason up why they are not going to take the trade if they've already seen that that one potentially is going to lose. So where FX Replay is extremely powerful is you cannot cheat, because once you play a candle, you cannot go back. If you want to, you've essentially got to start that whole test again. So you can waste your own time, but the point of backtesting is to do it as close to the real thing as possible. In real life, you cannot see forward in time. So with this, I love that. And I'm going to jump onto a little bit of a demonstration for you guys, or not even a demonstration. Now I'm just going to go over to the FX Replay website, show you that, and I'll also go into my account and show you some of the things that I have been playing around with. Okay guys, so as you can see, I am now in the back end of my FX Replay account, and you can see that I have done a lot of different strategy tests here. So you can essentially do as many tests as you want. Now the account I have these strategies over here. So you create a strategy here, and these sessions will pull the data into those based on whether or not you have, I'll just show you guys quickly. If I go to the edit, you'll see you have this option here, which is strategy. Now, these are the strategies I have here. So if you are specifically testing one strategy and you want to get a big pool of data for that, you can do it month by month or even session by session. And as long as you've selected this, it's going to just drop this information into your strategy on the right here. So this is where you would obviously have your main strategy that you're testing, and you're pulling the data into that. Now for a lot of mine, I don't fill that in because I'm just playing around with different strategies, and I'm essentially just figuring a strategy out for the time being until I'm happy with it. And if I get to a point where I'm very happy with the strategy and it's performing extremely well, then I might even just slot it into here and really start getting some numbers on that. But like I said, one of the things I love about FX Replay is, let me just first show you guys, if you were to create a session, you would basically get the option to add your account balance, the pairs you want to trade, and you can see there is quite a lot of pairs here, guys. You've got indexes, they are adding all the time. So I've been using this for about 2 months now, and I've seen quite a few updates already in terms of the number of pairs that I can actually trade. So it's always being upgraded and updated. And then you've got your dates, your start and your end date, your strategy, the name of your strategy, description if you want to just write your rules, which sometimes will be helpful if you have a lot of strategies like I do. And then this is just to do with how the candles are printed. So let me quickly show you guys what it looks like when you're actually in the test itself. So like I said, it actually uses the TradingView window. If you are familiar with TradingView, you'll be familiar with this. So let me just quickly show you the controls and the settings and everything here. You can go to this one, which will take you to the next session. Now I've got a Silver Bullet New York session setup, but you can customize these as much as you want. You can, if you don't want the Silver Bullet ones, you can actually just change these, and essentially your go-to, if you're selecting next day or next session, will be based on the one you've selected. So if you know you're always trading a specific time of the day, you would just use that. So for example, for me, I'm going to click on that, and it's going to go to the session for that. There we go. So it's taken me to the 9:30, which is where I want it to be. Now, I just click on that because it is, okay, 9:30 is that one because we were on the 1 minute. So I'm actually just going to go to the 5-minute chart, and we'll just do one little run through so I can show you some of the how to actually place the trade on this. So for example, for me, I'm going to just play through mine at the moment. I'm not going to go through my strategy, but let's just run through this quickly, guys. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to now switch to the 1 minute, and let's see if we can get a quick trade for you guys. Don't want this to go on for too long. Okay, it doesn't look like we are going to. All right, that's not ideal because it's not as big, but let's just, for the sake of it, let's just take a trade here. So I'm going to take a short. We'll take it over there. That's my stop, and let's say my take profit is 1 to 2. So then you would go to your place order over here. Mine is going to be a sell. It's going to be a limit. You have obviously market and stop options, and I'm going to just do a 1%, but you can change that if you want. And if it's not up here, these are just quick select. You can either risk amount or percentage. So a lot of options for you here. As soon as you hit save, you can see your position has been placed, and then you would just, so let's just go to play it faster. Okay, so let's say you wanted to do some trade management. We say, okay, once we get to these lows over here, we're going to take partials. We're going to take off 75% of the trade. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to bring the stop to break even. You can do that as well. So if you have some kind of management that you are going to be doing in the live market, then you can do this here as well. And we go ahead and hit our take profit as well. So very nice. And you can see now that the account balance is sitting on 105,000. So let's have a look quickly at the analytics for this back test. I started this back test yesterday, so it's fairly fresh. So you would click on that and go to analytics, and then you're taken over to the analytics dashboard, which is another reason I really love this tool. Is you get all this information in a really nice, clean, presentable fashion that you can very quickly see how your strategy is performing. So I have started with $100,000. I've got a 5.1% increase on my account. I've had 13 trades, 61.5% win rate. So these are all the main sort of things you want to be looking at, and then it can break it down further into different things that you want to look at: your winning trades, your max winning, your average RR, your average duration. So all the information is here. You can look at the performance based on day, and this has actually helped me out in one of the strategies I am currently trading, where I have seen that, for example, I think it was a Thursday, was not performing well, and this was over a very big, like, I wouldn't really take too much interest into this if it's a small back test, but for me it was like I think it was on like 400 trades, and it was showing me that on Thursdays I just wasn't doing well, so I stopped trading Thursdays, and the results got better as a result. So really cool to have this information, and you can see how it benefits you as a trader in the long term, because having this information, having this data is really vital for when you are going to be going to a live market. And that's why this tool is number one on my list. Okay, so if you guys are interested in this tool, and I also want it to be said, guys, that I am not in any way affiliated to any of these companies. There's so many different tools for each of these aspects that you can use. I've seen a lot of other very good tools, and I'm not saying you have to use FX Replay. It's just the one that I use, and it's the one that I would suggest because I've used it. But the point of this video is to use some kind of tool for each of these aspects. Use something that's making your life easier by using these tools. And that again is all going to feed into a much better and cleaner trading psychology. And then it also will give you information by your sessions. Obviously, I was only trading New York, so you can see only New York is coming up. But all this information is extremely handy to have at your fingertips whenever you need it. And you can actually go by day as well, so you can see which days perform better. For example, Tuesdays, 2 trades, 100%. Wednesdays, not so good. Thursday, 100%. So you can have a look at which days are performing. And yeah, that's it, guys. So that's FX Replay. I'm absolutely loving this tool, and it's actually fairly reasonable. It's not crazy expensive if you want to sign up, but have a look and, you know, try it out for yourself. It is so much better than just doing a replay session on TradingView, because you cannot play backwards. Once you've played forwards, you can't go backwards. So it's a little bit more realistic in that sense, and that's why I love it so much. And it really has been a game changer for my back testing and the results I'm getting. Okay, so with that being said, guys, let's go on to tool number 2. Okay, so tool number 2, guys, is trade management and risk management. Okay, so the tool I am going to be talking about today is called the Risk Calculator app. And it's a tool, again, like I said before, guys, there are very many risk calculators out there, and there are a lot of different tools that do the same thing. I just love this one just because it's so simple to use. It connects directly into whatever you're using to trade. I use MT5 predominantly, but it can connect into MT5, MT4. So I'm going to jump over to the site quickly so we can go over some of the features with you guys. Okay, so here we go, guys. You can see that this is what it looks like on your chart, guys. You can see it's a very simple little window that pops up on your chart. You can have it even smaller like this, so you can select how you want it to look like, and essentially you would just put in your risk, either percentage or cash, and you would say buy, sell, and then I'll show you guys a little demonstration in a bit, but I just want to go over this so you guys can see this. And as you can see, price wise, it's actually really reasonable, not too bad at all, compatible with MT4 and MT5, like I said. So I've absolutely loved using this. I've only been using it for, I think, like the last month, and absolutely loving it, guys. Absolutely enjoying how quick and easy it is to just get my my positions in, especially for those setups on the lower time frames, like the 1 minute. How quickly I can get my lot size and get into a trade based off of a strategy that I'm trading. So let's jump over to a little demonstration of how it works. Okay, guys, so as you can see, this is what it looks like on MT4 or MT5. It'll look the same on whichever one you're on, but you can see very, very clean, very easy, doesn't get in the way. So, you know, for example, you have your risk percentage. You can put in percentage, or you can put an amount. You select what you want. So let's say, for example, I'm going to risk 1% on a trade. I will then click either buy or sell, the calculation button. It'll pop these lines on my chart. I'm not in the trade yet. I still have full control over these lines. I can move them around as I feel I need to, depending on where my position is going to be entered. For example, if this is a live execution, you can see my position will be placed on the current price. So this is a live execution, but I can play around with my stop loss depending on where my stop loss is going to be, and then it'll automatically calculate my my risk. It'll calculate what my lot size needs to be. You can see for this, it's saying it's a 5.2 lot size, and depending on where I put my profit, it's also going to give me the exact amount for my profit at that point. As soon as I click on the execute trade, that's it. My trade is in, and you can see that position has been placed. And it's as easy as that, guys, and that's why I love it, because it's really quick and easy to use. Now, the other thing that you can do here is you can actually set your risk to reward ratio straight off the bat. So for me, let's say I'm doing a 1 to 1.5 or a 1 to 1, let's say, automatically this is going to work out where my take profit is going to be as well. And as I move one or the other, so let's say I pull the take profit, the stop will move with that. If I move the stop, the take profit will move with that. So extremely handy, guys. For me, I'm always looking at the stop loss. I play around with whatever my risk to reward ratio is. Let's say it's a 1 to 1.3, for example. You will see now that the take profit is going to move based on that. There we go. Now, if I pull one, the other one moves along with it. And that is super powerful, guys. Right now, it's exactly the same with pending orders, guys. If you click the pending order, you get this basically pop up and everything is there for you. Now, based on whatever your risk and your ratio is, you can move this up and down to where your position is going to be, and then you would move your stop loss and your take profit along with those, and then it's going to set everything in place. Everything is calculated instantly and you are ready to go. So the second you are happy with everything you've dragged to where you want it to be, you would then say enter, and that pending order will be placed and ready to go. So as you can see, the second you hit enter, your position is now on the chart, ready to be traded. And let's say I want to pull in some information from TradingView itself. I already have my position ready to go. Like one of the strategies I use, I would do this where I know exactly what my order is looking like. I can grab that information and then I would come over to my trade, click on the pending order, and I would just copy that straight into the parameters here, and that'll automatically give me the same entry as what I was looking at on TradingView. And then this would also work, for example, if you were part of a signal group where you were getting specific entries. For example, you had a signal where your entry was a set amount, your stop loss is a set amount, and your take profit is a set amount. You can very quickly put this information using the pending order, guys. And it is as easy as that. Pop in your information and you're good to go. You no faffing around. Your risk is whatever you set it at. And you know, that's up to you. I don't think the signal provider is going to tell you that, but you just put your information in and you're ready to go. So as you can see, my position is ready to go. And all I've got to do now is get it ready for the trade. And I will just enter that and then I will be ready to trade it. Now, the other place this tool is really handy is actually managing trades while you're in. So you have these ready to go buttons, close half, close custom. You can move your stop loss to break even. So let's say you want to close half of your position, you can do that, and then you can click the button which says stop loss to break even, or you can take partial take profits. So it's really, really easy to manage a trade once you're in as well. If that's part of your strategy, you would just select the trade you want to manage, and then you would select what you want to do with that. Close half, close custom, stop loss to break even, or partial take profits. Whatever you want to do, it will be done. So for example, there I just closed custom and my custom was set to 10%, so it closed 10% of that trade. Just as easy as that, clicking one button and it's done, and the rest of the trade carries on. So super simple to use, guys, and it really has been a game changer for me, for in particular for the lower time frame strategies that I need to get in and out the market quickly. So there we go, guys. That's the risk calculator app, and it is definitely a tool that has changed my trading for the better. It has made it so much easier to manage my risk, manage my positions, and honestly, I thought I was doing all right before, but I cannot live without this now. It really has been a game changer for me, and in particular, like I said, for those lower time frame strategies where I need to get in and out the market quickly. This has been an absolute game changer, and it's definitely something you guys need to look at. Like I said, there's many around, but for me, this one has really been amazing and so simple to use. All right, guys, let's go to the next and final tool. Okay, guys, the final tool that we're going to be talking about today is the one that we are using for journaling. And like I said before, guys, Journaling, we can use any tool. For me, actually, a long time I have been using just an Excel sheet, and it has the same effect. The main thing is that you're doing something that is, jotting down all your information, every trade you do. The problem with my Excel sheet and my spreadsheet, over time it's got a bit messy and it gets a little bit harder to follow. So I was looking for something to use to just make it easier, and a friend of mine actually suggested this to me, and I've been trying this. This is probably the tool that I've used the least, but I am loving it already. I think I've only used it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still playing around with it, but I thought, let me bring this to you guys. But you can use any one you want, but it's the journaling that is the important thing, guys. So with that being said, let's go over to their website so we can talk about this tool. Okay, so here we go, guys. Edge Wonk is basically a trading tool that you can import all of your trades. So you can go straight from your MT5 if you want. You can just import stuff in, or you can do every trade as you go. And it's quite quick and easy to put this information in, and it has a very easy to follow dashboard. So you can very quickly see your win rate on a specific strategy. So you can break this down into different strategies or different accounts. For example, if you have maybe 2 or 3 different accounts, you can set one up for an account, set up another one for another account. So you can have 2 or 3 or 4 or however many you want different accounts going on at the same time. You could do the same if you were using it for let's say prop firms. You could tie that into your prop firms as well, which I have been doing recently, and it gives you all the information you're looking at, and you can very quickly tie up your stats on this to your stats from a back test to see, okay, on my forward test, is it performing the same? And you can go through every single trade. So you can see on this window here, you get a calendar. You can see your calendar. Basically, it's giving you every day how many trades you took, and you can actually go into that further. It actually works with a lot of different platforms, guys. I mean, you have light and dark mode, but that's obviously not that important. That's just a personal preference. But it will give you all the information. It gives you equity graphs. It gives you all the analytics you would expect from a very good journaling tool. Like I said, I'm very new to this. I'm playing around, but I'm absolutely loving it. There are a lot of journaling tools out there, but this is the one that I have landed on. It's the one that I am trying, and I absolutely love it. And it is extremely important for me to see very quickly what my trading history looks like. And this is doing just that. Like I said, at the moment I'm only like 2 or 3 weeks into using it, so it's still early days, and I'm in the process of filling in my calendar from some of my others. So still in the process, but it is a tool that I think has so much potential, and it is so important to be using this. Now let's have a look at some of the features they have here. Now, that being said, guys, this one is not as cheap. If you go look at the pricing, it is an annual fee of about $170. So for me, I think it's worth it because it's very quick and easy to put your trades into that. And it's actually a lot easier for me to use this than it was for me to use the Excel sheet. So I absolutely love that, and I did ask the support guys, and they said there is a way that I can import my current spreadsheet into Edge Wonk as well. So I've got to look into that, because that might be a very quick way for me to bring all my data from the past into this, in which case that would be amazing. I'll have all my info here ready to go. At the moment I've just been doing it from when I started, but I do want to bring everything in. But yeah, it looks very nice. It's very clean. So you can see here, guys, just a quick example. You can create a journal. This is what I was talking about. So this would be an account that you're using. So you would set this up for whatever it is. You could set up a new one for every new account you start, or for example, every challenge you are using. You can set one up. Then once you have set up that account, you will see that you get you come into your window like this. This is your main dashboard, and you can basically get all your data from this. Your current calendar is there. You can look at your journal. This would be all your trades. This is where you can actually import your trades, and you could do it one at a time. So every day you're doing a trade, you would just basically add a trade in there, and you put in all the information based on that specific trade. And again, like I said, you can import. You can import from any of these different platforms, MT4, MT5, Ninja, all of the different things, and then you would basically just drag your file. So once you've got your history file from, let's say, if for example I have my account on MT5, I go to my history and I can basically export from there. I'll import it to here, and then basically all that information comes into Edge Wonk, and it's very easy to see your stats, your equity graph, all of your information in one place, and it's really an interesting tool that I'm still learning, but I'm absolutely loving at the moment. So like I said, guys, it's a tool that you don't have to use this, but journaling is so important, guys. You've got to make sure that you're keeping some kind of journal. This is a tool that just makes it a little bit easier to do that, because not everyone likes, using your Excel sheets or whatever. It's a little bit time consuming to be putting it into Excel sheets and then taking screenshots, and you can actually put screenshots into this as well. But all the information, everything is there. There's calendars, monthly reports, you have your analytics, you have everything, so everything is there. You can actually do a simulator based off of your current statistics, so it'll give you a projected what you could potentially be looking at for the next year's trading. So there's a lot of cool tools that are in this platform, guys. That was the final tool, guys, that I wanted to talk about today. So it was those 3 tools that I really think are game changers, and it's tools that you really should be using. You've got to have your back testing in place, you've got to have your trade management in place, and you've got to have your journaling in place. And these 3 tools for me, have absolutely changed the way I trade, and has made my trading days so much simpler and more streamlined. So yeah, there we go, guys. I hope it's some kind of a light bulb moment for you guys to actually start using this. If you are already using it, then pop in the comments, what are you guys using? What tools are you using? Have you got any recommendations? Do you think there are better tools out there? And like I said, it's not about the tool itself, it's about the aspect of those 3 and making sure that you've got them covered with some or other tool. You don't have to use the tool I'm talking about, but it definitely having a tool that helps you out with these, honestly, is what makes trading a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit easier. So that's it, guys. If you guys have enjoyed and got some value out of this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this, where we will be talking about not only strategies but tools and anything trading related that can in any way help you guys or give you guys information. That's what this channel is about. Yeah, and that's it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I am looking forward to catching you guys in the next video. We will see you then. Bye for now.